Hey guys, hey Skadoodlins, what's going on? So, anyway, sorry my car's loud. I had somebody in the comment section give me really nice advice about getting my engine flushed and oil changed. I've done all that. I just have a loud car. And I've turned the AC off, so if I'm spent like a whore in church, please forgive me by the end of this video. But it's hot as hell outside. It's like 95 degrees right now. Anyway, so, I was talking to my friend about my fascist job. And he was like, it's probably because you're black, they're like singling you out. And I'm like, I know I am being singled out. And I could say that because technically I see other white people, non-black people in the hospital pulling their masks down, not washing their hands, not using hand sanitizer frequently. And they're working every day. They don't seem like they're in danger of losing their job. And Dr. Shiva Ayyadurai said this perfectly. He said, conservatives want to act like racism doesn't exist and liberals act like they own racism, and I think that's true. But the thing about me is I will like go through a checklist and racism or sexism would be the last thing that I would check up. It's not the first conclusion that I would make. I even had an incident when I went to college in San Francisco and I was living there, and I was looking for a place, and it was pretty dire, and I was gonna be roommates with my friend, and the people that were renting the property were so like eager to meet me, and it was all on. And then when they saw me, they suddenly changed my tune. There was no reason for them to do so. I had a job, I had good credit, I had my shit together. I don't have a criminal record. Like there was no reason for them to say, and the people want me to move in with them to deny me. And then my friends were like, it's because you're black, Christine. I was like, no, that's not right. I remember my best friend who was Chinese at the time, and the tenants were Chinese. He's like, it's because you're black. He's like, Chinese people are fucking racist. It's because you're black. And I was like, oh, damn. So I was able to actually take them and win a small settlement because of it. And because there was no logical reason that they would deny me. But I swear that I would check the last thing. So my friend's trying to convince me it's because I'm black, and I'm like, I could say that. I could. But I really think, what I really think instead of racism? I think it's Awakeism. That's what it is. It's Awakeism. And it's because I'm too woke, and I know that, this shit is bullshit. And I work in the health industry, and I'm not buying into the fear porn, and I'm not shuddering, and I'm not trying to choke myself to death with these masks. And I have to give my other friend Jessica credit for saying it's Awakeism, because I did not come up with that term. It was genius. It was genius. So I have to make a shirt now, and I hope you guys will buy it. Fight Awakeism, because it's discrimination. I am being discriminated against. So there's no laws against Awakeism, right? If I were to take them to court, I'd have a better chance of saying it's because I'm black or because I'm a female or because of whatever. But it's because I'm awake to all of the bullshit, and I'm pretty loud about it. I'm not loud in front of the patients. I really am sensitive to that, because I know when you're in the hospital or you have a loved one in the hospital, you're very sensitive, and I don't want to upset anybody or stress anybody out by some of the stuff that I say. So even when I'm talking about this stuff, I just really keep it between me and other members of the hospital that work there. And I don't I don't want to upset anybody. Even if people are mean to me, if they're patients that are mean to me, I slightly, if they're like, get out of my way, or if they're just grouchy or whatever. Like I had somebody one day, I was driving and they wouldn't move, and I'm like, I needed to get around them so I can deliver something, and I was just like, I'm just gonna park behind them. I actually asked if they needed help and stuff, and they were surprised, and I was like, well, I knew, but I come to find out they had somebody that were freaking out that was in the car that needed help, and they were looking for the entrance to the ER and stuff, so I helped him. I have patience for that, right? I'm not gonna be talking conspiracy theories if I see a patient walking around or whatever. or conspiracy realism if I see a patient talking about whatever, because they're just some people, like, they'll have a heart attack if you just mention that shit if they're perfectly healthy, but they're so indoctrinated they can't, their bodies can't even like imagine, you know, any other ideas other than what the TV says, and it like freaks them out. So I'm aware of that. But people are being discriminated against if they, you know, if they know that these stupid fucking masks don't work, like I've been saying from day one. You know, if you say stuff like, oh, you can't contain a virus because it's super small. How can you possibly contain a virus worldwide by standing 6 feet away and wearing paper fucking masks? You'd have to sanitize literally everything in sight, right? I'm looking at all the nonsensical stuff that I have to do every day. I'm like, okay, they want me to use hand sanitizer on my hand, but when I go in, I'm gonna like touch all the doorknobs. If I drop something on the floor, you know, I'm probably gonna get on my hands. There are other pins that people be using, that the pieces of paper, you know, mail. You can mail stuff. Why are we allowed to mail stuff? Like, I'll just bring little common sense things like that up. But the thing I'm talking about, the homeless people, it's been rampant for months, but yet the homeless people aren't doing any of these things and they're still alive. Austin still has a huge homeless problem, by the way. If that were the case, then we wouldn't have a homeless problem, right? So people don't like when you tell them the truth. People don't like to think, I think. And then they become awakeist, right? These fucking awakeist people, they're just as bad as Klan members or skinheads, you know? And they'll try and, you know, just think that because I voice some simple facts, there's somebody at the top, you know, that wants to erase me from my livelihood, that wants to make me, you know, struggle more because I'm not in line. Okay? So fuck those people. Fuck those awakeist people. Fucking awakeists. Fight awakeism. It's real. Awakeism is real. Right? And it does, you know, it doesn't discriminate by race or sex or height or, you know, if you're horizontally challenged or whatever. It's real, right? People do not like the fact that when you're not, you know, following official stories, and when you're not stepping in lock, stock, and barrel. Okay, they don't like that shit because you know, they're gonna have to start using their brain, which a lot of people don't do unless they have to. A lot of people become, you know, awaken to how the world works, usually if they have a bad experience that snaps them out of it. Very rarely I've met people where they automatically became awake because they saw like a movie, or, I mean, it works, it helps, I'm not saying that, but I think when you see stuff on social media and people watch a movie, it helps, it plants seeds, and then they start to wake up slowly. But that it can happen that way too. But as far as like people just understanding that we're just living in a sea of lies, you know, usually you have to be betrayed, you have to have a bad experience, you have to have something that forces you to look out of the box, unless you're just one of those people that has always questioned things or that's just very open. But yes, guys, help me fight awakeism. It's real, and it's coming to get you. Because you guys are truthers. You guys are conspiracy realists. All right? God damn, there's a big ass bee. What the fuck it is? It's a wasp. And I gotta go over there and it's like landed on the box and I have to go open. Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me. All right, that's it. I'll talk to you later. Peace and love. Bye-bye. Mwah.